a booklet with 10 ways to see ghosts. You are curious about ghosts. Can you resist the temptation of curiosity? They replace corneas. Suicide during pregnancy. Flying immortals literacy into the track to hunt ghosts and hide. Reading Sheeny. Midnight combing your hair in the mirror. Indoor umbrella. Thief. Dress as a veterinarian and die in 10 different ways. If you want to try, please remember, never stop halfway. Otherwise, the rest of your life will be accompanied by ghosts. Hello, everybody. I'm Black and White. I'm here to bring you classic Hong Kong style horror movie hell casting, but hell with the people. This horror movie, Minister of Horror Rumors Overnight. Heard of it, never heard of it. Can be reviewed again. Those from childhood. The dubious Book of Hell. In a small town on the coast of Thailand. Invited by friends. A young man and woman from Hong Kong come to the beach here to play together. When the ancients were laughing and playing, the bus stopped suddenly. The road ahead is closed to traffic. A woman's body is lying on the side of the road. I think there was an accident. Berlin saw this scene. The body was filmed with a camera. The General Trent drove to the next stop and stopped. Two little friends and a Thai beauty came up. Cheerful and active Berlin, looking at the woman in front of me with the beauty of depression. Not only some love, she amused her with an exaggerated expression. Night will soon come. 5 people who had a good day outside, sitting around the regular home, eating snacks and telling ghost stories. The promoter Berlin uses a gloomy tone. The first to take the lead talks about the ghost market that happened to his uncle. It was Ghost's Day on the 14th day of the 7th lunar month. 4 in the morning before dawn. My uncle in Berlin has already started. Tidy up your group, Mr. Chen, a real-world friend of an uncle in the dark. Liang choked until he came to the group. She also carried a white-haired mother-in-law on her back. Mr. Chen said that the old man was dying. I want my uncle to call an ambulance. But my uncle looked behind him, stuck in place. This story, apparently it didn't scare these brave young people. Honest gal, who we also heard the interest. Then he said something good about himself. Dude, sister shit. It was a winter night. The girl lives alone in the fire station dormitory. At 2 a.m., he was sleeping, but in the playground, awakened by the sudden sound of neat footsteps. Firefighters can't go out so early. And doubtful girl, curious to come to the bedside to check. A pair of Japanese soldiers actually appeared in the stadium. The lead captain found him, touched the girl violently. Wow, exactly. Squid's little love was stunned. Such an interesting ghost story to share. Make the atmosphere even more lively. The long stick looked at the high-minded crowd, asked friends a crucial question. Seriously, I'll give you a WeChat, looking at the few people shaking their heads. He drew a black book from the shelf. The above is recorded in the legend, 10 Ways to Heck. As for the origin of this book, it started when he took the wrong bus one night, ashamed of getting off the bus, attracted by a dingy antique shop, and he walks in quietly. Hello? I changed a few floors, but no one responded. ashamed to keep going inward. A black booklet branded on the shelf caught his attention. The hand that suddenly appeared snatched the booklet away. The owner is a man wearing glasses, the sullen uncle for Changui, who wants to buy the book. He opened his mouth and asked for 500 Thai bamboo, although Changui feels a bit expensive. But, curious, he took out the money. Mia recognizes Alan Lara as a boy and comes over to him. Click on the belt and it will be regarded as a student. Listen to what the owner is talking about. Ashamed, I feel a little apprehensive. It came directly to 2 midnight. Rainy night is coming. The wind blew down the window into the regular bedroom. The booklet on the table was blown open. Suddenly, seeing this, Chengi hurriedly pressed down the flipping leaves. But unfortunately, Annie was pressing on the last page. Thinking of the shopkeeper's warning, Changui, trembling, removed the hand that blocked the leaves. It says the price is 100 bamboo. The original price is 50 bamboo units. Several people listened to the ashamed joke, and they booed, looking at disdainful friends, ashamed to preach to them again. The corneas of the first 2 necrotic people. Heck with suicide while pregnant. Everybody has. And it has all come true. Hear this. A few young people are a little creepy, more interested. They lifted the leaves and looked at them one by one. The tree says, everyone has a different chance of seeing a ghost, and both are relatively low, although a few people have the idea of giving it a try. Ashamed to see everyone is pointless, pointing to the tree of the cup fairy among the leaves, and the decision was to start simple. Several people put their fingers on the upside-down cup, waiting for the ghost to appear. Now a wisp of white smoke drifted in through the crack of the door. Only the teachers go, who we seemed to see something. The cup began to move uncontrollably. 10. Mike, you wanted your name? Why? The sudden appearance of the camera behind startled everyone, but obviously they think too much. This old woman is just a regular mom. She couldn't sleep because several young people were arguing with her, so I came out to reprimand, since there was no way to continue in the house. The crowd decided to go outside for the next one, the art of consciousness. At the crossroads, with the heaviest yin, prepare 3 dishes and 1 soup, rice bowl and chopsticks. Ignite incense. Wait until after 12 midnight. Just keep hitting the bowl on the ground with chopsticks. The starving ghosts will be attracted, but don't stop after you start tapping. Once you stop, the ghosts will find you. At that time, it is very likely that you will be possessed by a ghost. After everyone heard the rules clearly, it began to tap slowly. The intersection at night is quiet. A few people were a little nervous, as if looking around suddenly. Berlin saw a figure crawling by, flash by, although no one else saw it, but it also made their nerves tense. The frequency of tapping also became much faster in an instant. The evil ghost that suddenly appeared on the side frightened Berlin, and as the vigilante gets bigger and bigger, it gets bigger and bigger. Even Zhao AI saw it, and then Gao, Hui, and now, the only thing I can't see is my cousin. Looking at my cousin Berlin, who relies on me, my cousin is really confused. Long Neil reminded the crowd to continue tapping. However, Berlin broke the bowl with too much force. Every night, he can only knock on his cousin's bowl. But the bowl was also quickly shattered. Helpless Berlin can only tilt his teeth. The number of evil spirits that have not come is still increasing. Mucus suddenly dripped from the top of Long Nealing's head. He smelled it and finally looked up. The female ghost, floating down from the sky. Let a few people can't stand it anymore. She was so scared that she ran away. Now, except for my cousin, everyone else saw a ghost. This made my cousin very angry. He has never seen a ghost. You must do it again. So the young men who were seeking death began for the next ghost hunt. There are cousins in the woods holding black hair and others hiding. In this way, ghosts will also come in. Ghosts will block one of them so that the rest can't find him. But as long as you put down the black cat and run, you will find someone who is blocked, and you can easily see ghosts. Only from within the name of the forest. Cousin hugged Black Hair tightly, looking around nervously while searching. Weird sound of wearing. It made his nerves even more tense. Fortunately, he found the hidden little love in time. Now that there are more people, each other has the courage. Soon found Long Neil and Berlin again, and wait for the other side. Some urinary urgency is high in ash. I couldn't help but miss under a tree. He got a little angry. Piss on the kid under the tree. After peeing, I put on my belt. The tall gray who looked around did not know. At this moment, he has been slowly covered by ghosts. The world has searched for a long time and has not found high ash. Therefore, the black cat was put down. They followed in the cat's footsteps. But first came the black cat under the tree, and he died there. It's over now. The ghost has not seen anyone and has been lost. The next day, several people called the police to look for it together, but the whole forest, but no clue at all. Gao, whose girlfriend Xiao, AI, is overcome with grief. I really regret why I agreed at that time. And this weird trick of attracting ghosts, well informed. Conventional mothers, say the crowd. Those events with ghosts. No amount of police is useful. Instead of staying here, why don't you go back to Hong Kong and wait for the news? If you leave late, maybe they'll be haunted by ghosts too. That night, the little love who wants to find her boyfriend comes to the cemetery. He dug up the grave, turned up the body buried in the ground, rubbed the eyes with oil-soaked dirt. That's right, it's the mashed toast in hell. He wants to use this method to find his boyfriend Gao Hui after the mud is painted. Xiao Ai's eyes began to hurt. People kept flashing before my eyes, looking at the falling eyeballs. Xiao Ai let out a painful wail. Conventional. Mom cleaned the mud off Xiao Ai's eyes. Let him open his eyes when there is no problem. Xiao Ai's eyes are fine. Everything that just happened was just under the influence of Sheeny. Just hallucinating. Ashamed. Mom told them not to do such dangerous things again. Just now, little love, I almost fell into the underworld because of Sheeny. That will never come out again. Then he told the crowd, when I was young, I have already seen one walk in. girl of the underworld. The monks in the temple exorcised him. Tie up the girl. A spell stood on tiptoe around him, but even so, it still couldn't suppress him. I'm ashamed that my mother was scared and ran away, so I don't know if it worked in the end. Anyway, don't get involved with that dangerous thing. That's it. Xiao Wei is still worried about Zhao Hui. He didn't want to leave. Berlin and cousin, who dare not stay any longer. I had no choice but to return to Hong Kong first. In the last period of time, a few people have not contacted again. Everyone. I don't want to remember that terrible experience anymore. Although my cousin also misses Zhao Ai very much. But I never had the courage to ask him how he was doing. Berliners continue to go to and from class as usual. But I can always see a familiar figure appear nearby every time he wants to chase after. People have disappeared. It rained heavily today. Cousin walking alone in the damp with an umbrella. Inside the gloomy underground passage, a floating black umbrella suddenly appeared ahead. Let him stand still. Cousin, who wants to confirm whether she is dazzled, slowly walking towards the corner, looks sideways. Sure enough, I read it right. A black umbrella is floating in the sky, looking at another woman with an umbrella approaching. Cousin thoughtful. She wanted to get a little closer to see the floating umbrella, but I don't want a woman in black to appear under the black umbrella. My cousin watched a strange scene, so scared that he turned around and ran away. Too predictable. The ghosts finally found him. Long trek in Thailand. Because of the guilt in my heart, went to the antique store again. He wants to consult the owner, see if he can find a way to get high gray. And there was silence in the dark. He went back to the past. Bookshelf with black toilet paper, and in its original location, a new Hellcast is out there. He took it out and looked through it, but I never dreamed. Drawn inside, it is the scene when 5 people play Sadness Immortal. A sudden noise interrupted the contrast being made. He in the city. Pick up the flashlight and look in the direction of the sound, with his back to his shopkeeper, sitting there drawing something crazy. The person who pulls away the regular is the regular mother, he told his son. It was the shopkeeper who brought them down. This knot cannot be untied. Tell him to stop touching these, and slammed the door. Xiao Ai tried various methods. I didn't find my boyfriend Gao Hui, watching the happy times we used to be together in the video. He can't help but miss more. Xiao Ai, who is cornered. In the end, I chose to see ghosts. He combed his hair in the mirror at midnight. I hope I can comb my hair through the midnight mirror. Find a moderately high gray. My cousin is waiting for the arrival of the bus with an umbrella. It's time to clock in. The small flower umbrella in his hand suddenly opened automatically. Indoor umbrella place. Inadvertently, was punished. My cousin found a middle seat and sat down, looking at the eldest sister with a toothpick clasping her teeth next to her. Tired of running to the back row, suddenly, a basketball jumped out of the front aisle. Cousin, who was attracted to attention, watching the basketball roll around under the tables and chairs. The sudden passing head startled him when he was bending over. Turns out, it's really just a ball. I thought I was a blinded cousin. I see the cars about to arrive at the station, ready to get up and leave. Suddenly a head appeared, biting his ankle, startled him into jumping on the seat beside Aji's cousin. Looking awkwardly at the basketball on the ground, I can only get off the bus in despair. Come to the hallway of the apartment. The familiar basketball appeared in front of me again. Cousin with a false heart. He carefully leaned against the wall and went around it. When he looked back, that basketball actually followed. He hurried to the door. The key fell to the ground. Looking at the basketball that doesn't seem to be beating behind me. The curious cousin wants to fall on the investment tree, see if there really is a ghost. It's going to be bent down slowly, looking back through the gap in the crotch. See that puffy blue face? Frightened cousin. Screaming, he ran back to his apartment. He came home. I quickly called my cousin Berlin. Get help. But I didn't expect it to just hang up here. The regular phone call came back. He told his cousin that Xiaowei was missing. 2 of the 5 are now missing. It's coming. It's coming. Berlin received a call for help. Rushed to the apartment. Get in the elevator and get ready to go upstairs. The elevator door suddenly opened. In a darkened hallway, an elderly couple stood there in the dark. The old man stared at the elevator for a while and said, "That's what it says." It made the already guilty Berlin even more furious. He slowly took back what he had stepped on. Let him know that there is indeed a ghost in the elevator. Berlin's body was tense and afraid to move. Point to the lamp and pray that the elevator will open quickly after reaching the floor. Fortunately, nothing bad happened until I came out. Panicked Berlin. He hurried to his cousin's house. I got to the door and found myself on the wrong floor. So I ran to the side stairs again. Corner. A gray-faced child called him away. I thought it was a kid's Berlin. It's a corner up there. There was a big oolong, and he ran away in embarrassment. He arrived at the floor of his cousin's apartment without danger. But the woman who suddenly appeared in front, he couldn't help but stay where he was. This familiar figure. No, it was on the bus in Thailand. Did you see the woman? He was afraid that the ghosts behind him would come after him again. He hurriedly pulled the Thai woman and ran to his cousin's house. Cousin, at this time, I was so scared that I wrapped myself in the quilt. He told Berlin that Xiaowei was also missing. Ghosts haunt them too, if you want to live now. I can only go to Thailand to complete the ghost casting. Berlin listened to him. Make up your mind to go back to your regular home. Can suddenly find the Thai girl I just brought in is gone, but it runs from beginning to end. I just saw you come in alone. Cousin's words. Let him not help. Reminds me of the familiar figures I have seen in recent days. He took out his VCR and hooked it up, looking at the scene of the accident filmed on the bus at that time. The familiar face under the white cloth. Isn't that the Thai woman on the bus? Apparently he was targeted by ghosts from the beginning. Berlin looks back through his crotch. You can really see it now. After confirming that it is Ghost 55, the 2 were so frightened that they fled in a hurry. The Thai woman who was left in the house. Watch it on TV. Video of himself at the time of his death. Want to pick up the camera? but found there was no way to trip. Come to the mirror. The illusory figure reflected in the mirror. Let him confirm the fact that he is dead. After dying and knowing it, the soul body began to slowly dissipate. Girls can only be sad and helpless. Return to the space that should belong to him. Berlin and his cousin came to Changgui's mother and son's house. Changgui's mother brought the three to the temple for help. There's no good way. In the end, I can only use the last one. Alternate Hades. Damn it. Dressed as a veterinarian. It's not really about dying. But through the benefit of wearing the dead, the soul goes to the underworld. Let them borrow a stick of incense. Go find Gao Hui when the incense is about to burn out. The shopkeeper will use spirit to bring them back to reality. Then you must not stay in the underworld. Be sure to enter the white light immediately. Otherwise, their souls will be trapped there forever. Two people put on veterinarians and lie in bed. The ceremony began. The soul has indeed crossed to the underworld. It was pitch black. Ghosts in the shadows surrounded them. My cousin remembered what Changgui's mother said. Human yang can drive away ghosts. And they breathed frantically around. And it started to work. But soon they ran out of oxygen. I can only watch helplessly as the ghosts surround me. Fortunately, the nervous Berlin held back a fart. Smoke out a hapless ghost. Opened a gap. Let the two escape without danger. The little devil who appeared in front of him. It's the ghost that blocked the high gray in the first place. He saw that he had been found. So he got out of the way. What appeared behind him was indeed Gao Hui. Confused honest man Gao Hui. I thought it was just after a while. Little do they know that Yang Zhen has passed a month. But now is not the time to be happy. There are more and more ghosts around. They have been trapped inside. 3 people who are struggling to support themselves with Yang QI. You lose your strength very quickly. Just at the moment of crisis, the little voice came, surrounded by ghosts. He ran outside with Gao, Hui, and the others. The ghosts behind them chased them. Just when there was no way out, the voice of the soul-conjuring spirit finally sounded at this time. But Chao AI didn't hear the sound of the bell. Only then did a few people think, why does Xiao AI appear in the underworld? And it can also easily pass through the siege of the dead. Obviously unreasonable. It turns out that Xiao AI was combing her hair in the midnight mirror. Failing to succeed, he gave up hope. Choose to commit suicide by cutting your wrists. Came to the underworld to find her boyfriend Gao Hui. The incense is almost gone. The long-stick mother tried her best to shake Shaolin. For people in the underworld, it's time to decide whether to stay or not. Gao Hui looked at the man in front of him, who was willing to give up for himself. Life girlfriend, Xiao. He decided to stay. You go away. I'll stay here. There was a strong wind blowing through the gates to the world. Those who want to return to the world, although full of reluctance. But ghosts have a long way to go. Berlin and his cousin will eventually return to the world. Maybe not as crazy as that damn attempt. That's not going to separate the yin and yang of a poet. But in reality, it didn't last at all. Berlin and her cousin suddenly woke up. Two swapped long ghost thumbs, and there was silence. They feel that something is wrong with them, heading towards the door, push open the door, but found himself back in the hallway of the apartment. The two young men playing football in front of him ran towards him, cousins who want to avoid, but was passed by the rushing figure. Then the reality is self-evident. After all, the two still failed to return to the world. Zhangui's mother failed to conjure, lying on the bed. It's just two empty shells without souls. The gilded black booklet is still on the shelf. She is waiting for the arrival of the next destined person. End of the film. A movie made by a colleague's brother. It's interesting. The best two are supposed to be heck and weird. This damn spellcast was released in 2005. It's kind of a lesser known one. It's also the last installment in the Heck series. Overall, the level of refinement is still very high. The atmosphere of terror in the first half was very full. It's pretty tight, but in the second half, kind of pulled a top-heavy feeling. It's a pity that such a good subject matter, but the range of the popular Hong Kong horror movie, the temperament is perfect. It would be better if there were fewer funny clips. There's a clip of Berlin being possessed and doing hip-hop. I didn't add it because it's a bit embarrassing to watch the times, and it's easier to act. Friends who are interested in this movie, you can take a look at the original film after taste the unique thriller of Hong Kong films. Still pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think it's good, can you like it? Invest a coin to close a bet or something. Support me, although this is easy to talk about. But what about Xiao, a Peng, who was very attentive to the explanation? Thank you very much indeed. I'm Black. Bye. Follow me. The next issue will be more exciting. Bye.